What is going on, everybody? It is the Foreign, and welcome back to 2vTuesdays, where we pretty much just do dual comms over whatever gameplay we want to do.
Yeah, I guess there's a lot of new people who do not know what this series is yet, so they kind of need an explanation.
Yeah, so basically what this used to be is we used to play the face-off game type, where we play 2v2s, and then we would do a dual comm over it. We would obviously win every game because we're awesome, and then eventually we moved it into 3v3s where we brought in a subscriber. Now, with Black Ops 2, it kind of just, it varies. Sometimes we'll do the multi-team, or sometimes we'll do party games. It really all depends on how we're playing, I guess, because there's a lot of tryhards out there. So every once in a while we'll just do party games, and those are shorter videos, but they're still a lot of fun to make.
They are a lot of fun to make. I like 2vTuesdays. It's a good time.
It is. And I have with me Geroldus. Obviously, he's already spoken a few times. Geroldus, you want to say anything to the people?
Please don't make any comments regarding my my similarity to Kermit the Frog and or Ray Romano.
Yes, for those of you that are new around here. So anyway, so I kind of wanted to talk to you about this because, I mean, we haven't really had a chance to sit down and talk about this before, but I got on PKA. And
yes, you did.
What were your thoughts? Because it was a surprise for you. It really was.
First and foremost, I mentioned this in a video on my channel, but since this is on your channel, I'll say it again. I laid down to take a nap, and I was going to take a nap for an hour. This was at around 6 o'clock. No, 6:30. I was going to sleep until about 7:30, but then I realized that PKA was going to be happening half an hour from when I wanted to nap. So I was like, whatever, I'll just take a nap for half an hour. So I wake up, hop on, start watching PKA. They have an awesome theme song. You know, I'm dancing. It's bumping. It's crazy.
The theme song was awesome.
And
I've gone back and watched the video like 10 times just to listen to the theme song.
Mm-hmm. And then 2 minutes later, I hear him say, "Oh, Wings, is that your guy?" And then all of a sudden, Foreign here shows up on PKA, and I'm like, "What? This is crazy. This is insane." And that's how that went down. It was a weird, interesting night.
It was. Trust me, I was in the same boat as you. Like, I didn't expect it whatsoever. The reason that I got on was because I made an emblem that was the Machinima logo, and somebody happened to see it. My thing was just vibrating, so if you guys hear vibrating, I'm sorry. I don't know why it's still vibrating. But anyway, so I talked to Wings of Redemption, and I ended up getting on after I had made his emblem and that sort of stuff, and dude, I was so nervous and like so excited at the same time that like I was absolutely terrible on the show.
Yeah, you were pretty bad.
But from going through the comments and stuff like that, I discovered that apparently I wasn't that bad, because I did see a lot of people saying, you know, bring Foreign back on, or Foreign seems like a cool guy, or saying that other guests were worse than Foreign. So that's always always nice to hear.
That means there's at least one person who wasn't as good as you. And I do recall watching a PKA where they had a guest on that they pulled off of Twitter, and he was god awful. So you were better than that guy.
Yeah, I mean, I did talk a little bit. Unfortunately, like, I just didn't want to be that guest that was rude. I didn't want to talk over them, so if they were talking, you know, I kept to myself, and if the time permitted, then I would say something. But sometimes, you know, with just that many people on, like, it's people talking over people constantly, and that's just what happens. Like, it happens on our podcast all the time, and I don't know. I didn't want to talk over anybody, but at the same time, it sucks being talked over. So.
Yeah, it does. But I mean, I feel like you definitely need to pick your battles in a situation like that, or you know, just you can also announce when you're gonna be talking too. Say, you know, hey, can I chime in on this? And then of course they're gonna let you chime in on it. They're gonna say, all right, yeah, have your turn. You know what I mean? But it's definitely you need to take the initiative to become part of the conversation. You can't just sit in the back burner on the back burner and wait for someone to say, "Hey, Foreign, how do you feel about this?" You really need to take the initiative in a situation like that to get your voice heard on the show.
It was more of me waiting for a pause. Like, I was waiting for somebody to be talking, and then for them to pause like they were done, so that I could start talking, but then someone else would start talking. And it's, like you said, you have to pick your battles, and you have to sometimes just kind of push in and do it, but once again, I didn't want to be rude. I didn't want to be that guy.
I feel you, man. And there's a big part of it too is if you feel like you don't have a lot to add to a conversation, such as a conversation about trucks,
Yeah.
you need to make sure the things that you say hold some sort of volume or weight, whether it be because, you know, they're informative or, you know, inquisitive or funny. If they're funny,
I did say something
they
funny
work.
during the truck thing.
Yeah, debatable.
I did, because they were talking about trucks for actually quite a while, and I was like, hey, Woody, I could have swore you said you didn't want to talk about trucks. And everyone started laughing.
Yeah, I do recall that slightly. I think they were laughing out of concern and just to make you feel better about yourself, but they laughed.
Yeah, okay.
That's
whatever.
what counts.
But, no, it was a lot of fun. Unfortunately, I mean, they did talk about some topics that were a little over my head. Like, I don't play on PS3, so I have very little input, and I didn't want to start a console war like you suggested to me. They talked about trucks. I've never had a truck. I don't have friends that have trucks.
You were kind of friends with Travis. He had a truck. Cray has a truck.
I talked to Travis more than I talked to Craig.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. And another thing that they talked about was like the treasury. Like I'm not like big into politics or anything that goes into banking or the backside of things. Like I'm just terrible with that kind of stuff. So,
dude,
some of that stuff was way over my head.
I could talk about the Federal Reserve scandal thing for hours if I wanted to. If I had someone that was willing to talk to me about it, not with it, I would talk for a very long time on that situation, on that topic.
Well, you would have been a great person to have on for that episode then.
Mm-hmm. I'd be a great person to have on for anything, because I'm just great. I'm just a great person.
Anyways, this video ended already. You guys are still listening to us, surprisingly. There's 2 videos on the screen that you guys may or may not have seen. One of them is my setup video, and the other is my Wings of Redemption tutorial on how to make his emblem. That's how I got on PKA, so you guys can go watch that video.
Yep.
Yeah. Anything else to say, Billy?
YouTube.com/Geroldus for the second episode of 2vTuesdays over on my side of the situation.
Yes, and his link will be in the description for you guys. So, talk to you guys later. Bye.
Deuces.